0.41 beta, $2.09 per share, 27.43 fake income. I was looking at that app on my phone. I have I think an 11. Yeah, 11. That app was not telling the truth. September is the last time it went ex-dividend. Frontline. It was 50 cents a share. If it were currently paying 50 cents a share, the yield probably would be 27.43, but it's not. Frontline is a tanker stock. I owned 100 shares of that tanker stock. I was planning to get several thousand shares of that tanker stock. In September of last year was the last time they went ex-dividend and paid me anything. I sold 99 shares, expecting them to start picking up the dividend again out of my 100 shares. It's somewhere in the mid-sevens. I'll put it in the notes. 7.23 or 7.14 cents a share. It's not worth it. Why I don't have it anymore, except for the one share. I was waiting for Frontline to start picking up and sending dividends. Before the 50 cents, it was 70 cents the quarter before that. The reason, put FRO space DIV space HIST. If you haven't watched any of the other videos, it'll tell you what the dividend has been in the past and what it's supposed to be. Tanker stock of oil. At one point during the pandemic, people who owned oil were renting these ships out like mad as floating storage vessels. And they were making $50,000 a day, $70,000 a day, something like that for the tanker. So they had plenty of money flush and send us with dividends. Same with another one called NAT, N-A-T. That was another tanker stock that I was getting heavy in. At this point, unless the tanker stock starts paying dividends, it's a bad investment for me personally. I do not personally want to own 100 shares of Frontline, 1,000 shares of Frontline. Well, the price is going up and down. It's got $2.09 per earning per share. Well, then give me 50 cents. Give me 70 cents. $2.09 per share, and you're not going to give a dividend? What is the problem with Frontline? I don't know, but I'm not holding the stock right now. One share. I had 100 shares of that stock. At this point, it looks to me to be a poor investment. I could buy some ORC for that amount of money. I could get and have an income. ORC provides a monthly income. Frontline was doing quarterly, and then they stopped. It's been 6 months. This is September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Last day of March, this video goes up. It's been 6 months for them to give you an income. Why would you hold it? Why would you hold 100 shares, 50 shares, 2,000 shares, 5,000 shares of something that's not going to pay you anything? You could buy some ORC and have an income. Or you could waste your money and buy. I am not wasting my money on a stock that doesn't give dividends at this point. Well, it's projected to go up to $8. The problem with people who purchase stock, the problem for me to buy a stock only for it to go up in value and see none of the value in my pocket doesn't make any sense. It's like you could become a paper millionaire and poor. If you had $1 million worth of Frontline stock and it doesn't pay you anything, why have it? You could get $1 million in, say, ORC, and if it's at 13%, that's $130,000 a year. Why would you buy Frontline? I was very big on Frontline for a very long time, as long as they were paying dividends. As soon as they stopped paying dividends, 6 months ago, I stopped dealing with them. It's like Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway stocks are $250, less than $300 a share. Yet their earnings per share, when I looked, it was $26,667 and some change per share, and they don't give dividends. I think that's a bad investment. If you owned $1 million of Berkshire Hathaway, which I wouldn't do because they don't pay dividends, you'd get zero. Well, the value is likely to go up. If they liquidated the company and gave me, I spent $250, $300 for one share and it's worth $26,000 earnings per share, and we liquidate the company, you get $26,000 worth of money, earnings. Why not liquidate the company and take the cash and go? If you're not going to do dividends, you might as well liquidate the company, take the cash and go. It doesn't make sense to me to own Frontline, or Berkshire Hathaway for that matter. A $26,000 per share earnings, and you don't give any of it back to the investors. In my opinion, it's a worthless stock. No income coming in. ORC, if it gives you 13%, I'm not sure if that one was the one that gives. I got a few O stocks. I think ORC was giving 13 or 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. But even so, buying a whole bunch of Orchard would be a lot better than buying any Frontline. I own Frontline. I liked Frontline. It stopped paying dividends. I sold 99 shares out of 100. I was hoping to repurchase some Frontline as soon as they turned the company around and started paying a decent dividend. Frontline was paying a very good dividend, and now it doesn't. Why own Frontline? In my opinion, I went from 100 shares to 1. The day that Frontline starts giving 20-30% dividends again is probably the day I'll start buying it again. But at this point, it's not worth it. Yeah, Frontline is a tanker stock. It's not an American tanker stock. It's from some country. I'm not sure which country. I'd have to do the research again. I knew at one point what it was, but after they sold, if it had kept up the dividend, I could tell you, Johnny on the spot, what country it's from. But since I lost interest in the stock, since it's decided not to produce any dividends, I don't deal with it. I own one share. And the one share I own was just to remind me that if they start paying dividends, to buy more. I didn't want to forget the stock. It did pay me $50 when I had 100 shares. And before that, it was $70, 70 cents a share. Before that, the quarter before that. So I was really trying to load up. I was very disappointed when it went down to 50 cents per share. I was expecting $70, not 50, but I took it. So, on my opinion, should I own 1,000 shares of Frontline, 10 shares of Frontline? No, I don't. I own one. And I'm monitoring that $7 investment instead of a $700 investment. $7 and change, I don't know what it is. Probably put it in the notes. So that's my take. Berkshire Hathaway, I'm not going to buy it. Frontline, I still own one share. I'm not going to get my 1,000 shares, 10,000 shares like I had anticipated in the past. Frontline. Peace out. Live long and prosper. That's why you have to have more than 10 shares of 10 different companies in case stuff like that happens, in my opinion. Have a jolly good day. And God bless America.